In 1997, when Daewoo launched their executive car, the Leganza, they boldly claimed that it could compete with the likes of Vauxhall's Amiga in the executive car sector. In reality, to be honest, that was utter hogwash. Prestige and a recognised badge are what that sector are all about, and this Leganza had none of those. It was, however, a cheap car, and 3 or 4 years later, a used model like this is now incredibly cheap. For instance, we found this 3-year-old 2-litre SX Leganza with only 10,000 miles on the clock for £5,400. I can't believe what a cheap motor this is. When it was new, it cost £14,500, and it's got all the toys on it as well. ABS brakes, air conditioning, electric windows, a sunroof, and the list goes on. You wonder how they can offer such good value. So what do you need to look out for on the Leganza? Well, very little seems to go wrong. Build quality is acceptable. Check all round for any dents or scrapes. The car does have a rather tinny feel to it. It is a big car, not quite as long or wide as an Amiga, but bigger than a Mondeo, say. And that means decent room all round for passengers and a pretty good boot too. In the Leganza range, there are only 2 models to choose from, this 2-litre SX and the 2-litre CDX, which gained alloy wheels, climate control and leather. This 2-litre unit is hardly the most powerful in the world, with only 136 brake horsepower on tap, and it sounds rather harsh when revved hard. The ride is comfortable, and it's a very relaxed and easy car to drive on a run. So when this car was new, it cost £14,500, and in 3 years it's lost 60% of its original value. One thing that Daewoo are not very good at is holding on to residuals. It's also just out of its standard 3-year 60,000 mile warranty too, but I wouldn't worry too much on the mechanical side about things going wrong, because one thing that car makers from the Far East are very good at is reliability. And I don't expect that you'll find a car like this in as good a condition with as low a mileage as cheap as this. So, the Daewoo Leganza may not be the ultimate driver's car, in fact far from it, but if value for money motoring rather than a certain image of what you're after, well, this Leganza could be absolutely ideal. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but for £5,500 or even less, can you really go wrong?